Hello and welcome to another video. I'm Yambaka Myangani, and in today's video we will be catching up because it's been a while. Just going over a spiritual audit, reviewing the last half of the year and trying to just plan and set up for the next half so we can do better, at least make progress and work towards curating our best life and achieving our goals and all those good stuff. So stay tuned and let's get into it. So where have I been? Everywhere and nowhere. I think the main reason why I haven't been on here is just because every week for like the past 3 months has just been like unpredictable. I'm just not getting into like predictability and like trying to set a routine and stuff. Like it's just been busy and unorganized, and I'm feeling unmotivated, or like, you know, not feel I have ideas but not have the motivation or like the drive to sit down and create a video. I even make plans, but it just wasn't working. And sometimes, you know, when that happens, it's just good to, you know, stay away, relax, and you know, find the reason why, like ask yourself why, which I did. But it's all good. Mentally I've been actually really good by God's grace, even though all of these things were happening, and we thank God. So I'm back, I'm here. And before I really get into anything, I do want to share from a word that has really been inspiring me. So I started following Pastor Mildred Okonkwo's podcast series called Bible Before Breakfast. It's like a devotional podcast, and which you know bids me to plug in the next video, which will be about resources that have really helped me in this past 6 months in all areas of my life. But you know, just to plug in one right now, it's the Bible Before Breakfast, and one of the topics is eat and sleep. So it digs into 1 Kings 19 verse 1 to 9. I'm just going to read that real quick. And Ahab told Jezebel all that Elijah had done, and withal how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, So let the gods do to me, and more also, if I make not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. And when that is to kill him, basically. And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life, and came to Beersheba, which belongeth to Judah, and left his servant there. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness, and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die, and said, It is enough now, O Lord, take my life away, for I am no better than my fathers. And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, there an angel touched him, and said unto him, Arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals, and a cruse of water at his head. And he did eat and drink, and laid him down again. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time, and touched him, and said, Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee. And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in the strength that meet 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, the mount of God. And he came thither unto a cave, and lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him. And he said unto him, What doest thou here, Elijah? So as she said, I'm actually going to link the podcast episode in the description, but she says that everyone focused on the fact that he was about to kill himself, and Jezebel, whatever. But the focus was to eat and sleep. That he reached a point of suicide, not because he was scared of her, but because he was exhausted. He even says it in verse 4, the last thing says, I'm not better than my fathers. That means he was trying to, you know, improve. He was trying to be better, grow himself, and be better than the past, his fathers in the past. But here he was exhausted to the T. and all that he needed was to sleep and rest. Sleep, literally actual sleep, and which happened. And you see that even when the angel visited him and gave him the cake and stuff, you would think the angel would prompt him to go immediately, but no. After he ate her, he now slept again, and then the angel came a second time and instructed him to go. Even the going wasn't to go back, it was to go to another mount, so where he kind of rested again, and then God spoke to him, inspiration came to him. So it's a reminder for us to sit, to take time and rest. And maybe the last 6 months was slow, and for whatever reason, it could be because we weren't able to discipline ourselves. If reasons under our control and uncontrollable reasons. It's time to just sit, relax, reflect, and then renew yourself for this next season of your life. Okay, so let's get into the half-year review using prompts from Artistic Life Workbook. I just have to use that, but so of course I'm going to use it, and the prompts are great. So the first prompt is, let's celebrate the wins I am proud of. What are you proud of? There has to be at least 3 things that you've done, you've been a part of, you've supported, that you are proud of. One of the ones that I'm really proud of, being a part of, is I got to be a maid of honor for the first time ever. Oh my gosh, you don't know how much that makes you feel invested in the relationship of the other people. But yeah, I got to do that in the last video. Embarrassingly enough, but last video I spoke about launching a podcast, so we finally launched. It's Uncharted Realities podcast, so catch us on there. It's a youth, young adult lifestyle type of podcast, talking about things we don't get to delve a lot into in the general church settings. So that was cool. Yeah, I got to finish a couple of courses, improving this diploma thing that I'm doing right now, so those were good. Those are things I'm proud of. The second prompt is, how did I do on my Q2 goals? This is if you had set quarterly goals, and even if you haven't, if you had some ideas of things you wanted to do since the beginning of the year or something, this would be a good time to sit and really, okay, did I work on that? Did I get to work on that? Why didn't I get to work on that? Do I need to remove that entirely? What's up? So review that and see what's up with that. For me, funny enough, I wasn't really, when I wasn't here, I also wasn't here intensely, so I didn't remember most of them, but I was able to improve on some. Okay, next prompt. Does this year feel aligned to my 2022 theme so far? What can I do to live my theme more fully? I think this is directed for those who created a theme for the year. Mine was alignment, and I thought it was funny that the question says, does this year feel aligned? But yes, so literally I wrote, yes, I am aligning to my theme of alignment so far. Lol. The thing is, what I'm doing, a lot of the things I'm doing now and stuff that make up the bulk of what you say my life is right now, I didn't envision or even wrote them as goals, particularly in the beginning of the year, and which was a bit of a reason why I couldn't make a vision board, because I just couldn't envision what my life would look like. Now I feel like I'm in a stage where I can kind of make that, but yes, but what I figured that I need to change to live this more fully is that I need to simplify and simplify my life, basically, in the sense of the things I'm a part of, things I want to do more regularly. Try to make sure they're set up so easy that I can get to do them, instead of just making them just seem so far or overcomplicating things. The next prompt is, review my 2022 goals and bucket list. Which items are most important to me to complete before the end of 2022, and which ones you need to just remove. You can't do it. If you didn't pick up a pen to write at least one page since the year, you cannot write a goal of finish writing a book. what's more sustainable is, okay, let me, start, let me get in the habit of writing 5 minutes a day, or wake up earlier to do this on that project. That's more attainable. The next prompt says, where do I want to direct my energy and focus for the second half of the year? For me, it is to spend more time with God, build Christian friendships, learn to evangelize, fulfill my purpose, and grow the podcast. Yep. And that's that for the half year review. What I wanted to inject in here was something that I saw Zara Mary do. I'm gonna link her video there. She talks about having a spiritual audit, and I realized that sometimes I assess my life in my spiritual life in church because a message is preached, but even then it's kind of more in the mind, and I've never really done real focused spiritual audit. I've jotted some few things down in the spiritual goals, but not like a full audit, and it's really important. So I saw this TikToks about repenting for 13 times. We end up going back and forth because we're not really assessing our lives intentionally and seeking to grow spiritually. So I fine-tuned some of the prompts, so here they are. What does my relationship with God look like? Am I just being overly religious, or am I actually spiritual? Am I actually connected with God? Yeah. It says, how much effort do I put into cultivating the fruits of the Spirit? So those fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, long suffering, all those things are the proof that we are growing in the Spirit with God, that the Spirit of God is abiding with us. So how much are we cultivating it? Sometimes we have to put in, not sometimes, it's a two-way street. The Lord in us gives us strength to do the stuff, but we still have to show for those fruits. So how are we trying to cultivate it? For me, one thing is I've been really annoyed, triggered to be annoyed, really, and that annoyance can actually aggravate anger. So what I do is to identify my triggers. I hate people repeating stuff over and over, and it's not just if there's a message and somebody's repeating, that's fine. It's a whole discussion, a whole point of questioning and stuff. It just annoys me. Or changing plans, abrupt change of plan, not like a tweak, the entire thing you just plan and set up have just been ricocheted, destroyed, completely. Oh my God, that sets me off, fam. This sets me off. So I have to be aware when I'm getting annoyed and angry, and try to just calm down and start to pray. Well, lol. I laugh because when I'm actually angry, I'm zen. I'm actually calm. So to calm down, it's not. Yeah, there's two ways. There's two types of calm basically for me. I can be calm and everything is good, and I can be calm and everything is bad. I'm just very out of it, lol. But yeah, and that's why knowing yourself, being honest with yourself is very important, because sometimes you might not exhibit, people think anger is very shouting and that I might not exhibit that, so I might look calm but I'm still angry. Do you get? And anger that's not godly anger is not a good thing. So yeah, you have to be honest with yourself, check your triggers and see when they're happening, what you can do to minimize it, and grow from there. The third point is, what is my ministry and how do I serve? Are these methods effective? And ministry is not always preaching, singing, what I've realized, an emphasis this past few weeks and months, is that some ministry can just be encouraging. Some ministry can be you checking in on your friends, can be just posting on WhatsApp status about God every day, everything. all those things are ministry. Are you taking them effectively? Are your methods effective? Are you finding ways you can actually be intentional about it? Have you even recognized it that, oh, this is something I can do without thinking? This is a skill that God has gifted me in, and take it that it's lives, it's you using that to serve God and bring others to Christ. Or are you just taking it lightly, like, oh, I'll do it when I want to, when I can, when I feel like? Yeah, taking stock of that's important. Lastly, is my support system a healthy one? So I talked about making Christian friendships, and even that, it's not just to have that friend once in a while and say, oh, that's my friend. Like, are they actually supporting me? Am I supporting them? Are the people that you spend a lot of time with, even in terms of content consumption, how are they benefiting you? The people that you rant to, and if you don't have people that you rant to, work on trying to develop those friendships, saying hi, making the conversations deeper than hi, spending time outside of the setting that you usually spend time with, outside of church, trying to do things together and grow together, will make all these things much more beneficial. The next 6 months will focus camera focus next 3 months will focus on dash for your life, a theme generally. But one thing I like to do is that with these quarterly goals is to kind of put the main ones, like at least two, and not at least, actually this is to kind of like simplify and fine-tune. But like for the next 3 months, the top 3 things that I feel like I want to cover, not in every area, but like the big things that, or even small things, but like things that I know that I want to consistently finish and say, oh, I'm proud I was able to complete it. And then the next ones for each month, July, August, September, you also have, as you can see, I have a list, but I'm going to fine tune that to make sure that which are the top 3 that I really want to ensure that, oh, I finished and gotten done with, would be good. So the month, and then you now have 1, 2, 3. You also, and that's it actually. So some of these prompts might take you longer to answer, but do take the time to do so. As I said, there's some of these things that, like, I didn't look at them for like a while, but I was still working on them because I'd already taken that time to ingrain it in my head that, oh, this is what I want to work on. So even that minimum, I mean, ideally it's like I write on this for the next quarter. In the month, I look over them. By the week, I try to look at them and see what I can work with and improve. So that's like the ideal goal. But even if you just do one, it really helps you to stay disciplined and focus on your goal. So you should try that. And one of the words I've been reflecting that's really been driving me to even serve God more and to like a prayer has been from Exodus 35, from verse 21 to actually the next chapter, to 21 to 25 in chapter 35, and then next chapter chapter 36 and 1 to 3. And the whole thing is God filling his people with inspiration and wisdom. It says he had filled him with the Spirit of God in wisdom and understanding, and in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship. And he had put in his heart that he may teach both he and others. And so these people were stirred by God, strengthened by God to fulfill his will, to create the beautiful things in the tabernacles. And so these are the words I'm carrying with me, and I hope you carry it with you, asking God to fill you with the inspiration, the wisdom, the knowledge, the strength to go on irrespective of the pain and hardship that life brings, to go on to serve him, ensuring that everything we do is giving glory, is like a worship, aroma of worship to him. So, but yeah, I hope this video helps. And tell me, do you guys want like what other things you feel like could help you, questions or anything? Tell me in the comments below. Until next time, never stop curating your best life. All right, bye. Hope to see you in the next video. Yeah.